living life. We're okay with that. They are not okay with us having our opinions. They feel like we should be okay and even embrace their opinions, but they don't feel they should extend the same courtesy to us.
Yeah, that's called tolerance.
So you can see how society has moved this far leftward inexorably for over 120 years.
Yeah, and proof of the fact that it is duplicitous and that they are trying to get at men is the fact that they are now the other part of the ruling said that you can, because women are bearing their chests in public, they can be filmed, but the filmer can be held responsible for child pornography if he is filming an underage girl. How in public are you to know if you're just panning the crowd and there's all these women topless?
You're bird watching.
How do you know?
And there happen to be people coming to the frame, and now, oh my God!
Exactly. You have created a situation that is untenable, and it is automatically going to
and they don't care, do they?
All sorts of criminals.
The left and these unaccountable bureaucrats, these unelected officials, many unelected judges, many of these criminal judges, legislating from the bench, acting unconstitutionally, they don't even care. They never have to face the consequences, intended or otherwise, that they cause their neck. Never. But what's funny is they hold us to the double standard. Well, if there's any potentiality of potential harm in anything that we suggest or any current policy that we support, we must be held to account. Well, what if the abortion, you prevent someone from getting an abortion and 32 years down the road there's some complication because of it? Aren't you responsible for that? And all conservatives walk into it typically and say, yes, we're responsible. We'll hold that heavy weight of that ridiculous scenario that happens 0.0001% of the time or has never happened, like on the net neutrality thing.
Right.
Oh, they're going to throttle your internet. Well, internet's 35% faster than it's ever been here in the United States, years after net neutrality is supposed to end our internet freedom and throw us blah, blah, blah. They never have to stand account for the concrete harms they cause. You put 60 million humans in the ground through murder via abortion. But we are to be responsible as conservatives for hypothetical deaths that haven't even happened based upon straw man arguments of stuff we're not even suggesting when we just stand for the civil rights that exist, the egalitarian rights that exist of all people, born or unborn.
Right. And it's not just the unborn, but they're putting people in the ground who are full-grown adults. Look at the red flag laws. That man in Maryland.
Look at every implementation of socialism.
Yes.
How many people starved to death in Venezuela, Ukraine, the breadbasket of Europe?
I'm talking about
socialism.
Here. Look, let's even focus here. We have the same thing going on here, and it's happening all around us. You have your neighbors. We are individually participating in so many of these things because we're not calling them out. We're not holding them responsible. We're not voting them out.
That's got to end.
We're not taking torches and pitchforks and demanding that these people be held accountable.
I don't know about torches and pitchforks, but we need to be less concerned about feelings. We need to be less concerned about empathizing with stepping on the little
day off and go march on the Capitol.
Sensitive toe bones of the left when they're literally causing the murder of millions and millions of people and lowering the standard of, here's my, you want to know my concern?
Yes,
we're actual humanitarians as conservatives. You end the golden goose human trust that exists here in the free society of American culture, and you kill inadvertently or advertently tens of millions or hundreds of millions of people in the third world. Who will develop the MRI if not us? Right. Who will develop the satellite technology that betters the lives and saves the lives and allows people to track down others in remote areas and give emergency medical care to them if not us? It is us doing it. And as soon as you make us like the rest of the world, we will become less innovative, less economically sound, we'll be less able to pull others in the world out of their economic rut. And where will everybody in the third world immigrate to? If we're just like those places that are so terrible, people can't live there.
But
and
if
they die of
like
diseases
that,
that were eliminated 200 years ago.
Then we're not primed for the one world government and the whole European,
socialist,
American,
globalist
UN,
where it does work.
Government.
They do make many people equal by lowering their standard of living dramatically. Where we have inequality here, where everyone has an absolute standard of living that is higher than in socialist societies that have been tried dozens of times over hundreds of years.
You're inequality right. only in the sense that we're born unequal.
Not everybody is equal here, but we all have a higher standard of living than the 12 million people that socialism starved to death in the Holodomor. Every single one of us. We still have a higher standard of living than the people do in modern day Russia. Are poor. Our poorest of the poor live better than the upper middle class do today in Russia.
But let's understand, they are not equal. That's a lie. The Russians and all of these socialist countries are their citizens are not equal one to the other.
And productivity. No,
they might have an equality of income and outcome of monetary.
They do this. They do attempt the liberal dream.
You look at the ambassadors. You look at their leaders. Right. They live high because they get to go to all the things that nobody else gets to go to. That are living in these square boxes.
What's hilarious is what they end up doing is bringing the masses down to a very low level of living that is more equal, but disastrous to human life,
but not equal in terms of rights. But stop for a second.
But the elite,
because it's not equal, and let's.
Well, the standard of living is roughly terribly low, egregious. But you're right. The rights are
they
vastly
are
different
under the thumb of the people who are holding them in subjection, and the corruption is rampant, and they have this strata that is nothing like what we have when
they end up making more equality from the bottom to the top. It's very true.
When we enforce that we are created equal, we all have the same rights, we all have the same duties, we all come together as Americans, we are equal in that then there is only your God-given desires and abilities that separate you. The only thing. There, they have the law actually holding them down. We have the same thing here. It's time to get rid of it.
Tom.
I just want to say you made a really good point. I want to try to get us back to the local booby rollers. And the fact
it's always back to boobs for you.
Just want to finish this off. This is the most exciting story in the entire areola. The thing is, you make a good point that they literally don't care. They're like petulant children. They come along for their little weekend booby roller, and they're just trying to make a political point at the expense of community standards. There's going to be some kids out there that are like, what's going on? Why are women walking around like that?
Isn't it funny? You can't say a peep to criticize them, or they will try to ruin your life.
It's called reaction shaming.
But they'll show up and shove their genitals in your face and expect you to love it and ask for more. They'll sit there and literally, you've seen it. The leftists often, they'll sit there and blaspheme God. I have never once condemned or criticized, in harsh terms or whatever. I've never attacked a liberal for doing that, but they'll attack you for disagreeing with their opinions, as if you're asking to bring about the Fourth Reich.
She said to me some things about community standards that I think are outdated, and I told her she only wants. We met on Facebook. Because she was there supporting a political event to gain common ground with others through engaging the community for a change in common reaction. This is what you're saying. I'm actually giving her the benefit of the doubt. She's trying to find commonality by this
she's lying.
Give me a break. But she only wants positive psychological encouragement and reinforcement.
Right.
She's not open-minded to my criticism. She's like a bully and a bigot. She's forcing change without regard to objection. Later in the conversation, she says, I'm not forcing anything. And my response was, like a flasher, you're forcing me to see. You're forcing the issue for your political awareness.
LGBT,
Right.
you know, conservatives
Right.
didn't go into their bedroom. They have forced themselves into conservative life. Sorry, by forcing them to bake these cakes.
Yeah.
Well, there is that, but it started, all the way down in Texas and other places where they did invade the bedroom. They did invade the bedroom, and they served a search warrant wrongly to the wrong house and caught them, and therefore arrested them.
And we're reasonable enough to acknowledge that's inappropriate, that's wrong, mistakes are made. But the left never does. They're open-minded towards everything except for views that differ with their own. That's all.
Well, that's very true.
Well, boys, you got anything else? I think I've squeezed everything out of this one that I can.
All those nutrients.
If you're going to have a boob, why should it be superfluous, like a nipple?
Free the nipples.
Yeah, our
Free the
male,
nipples.
see,
Free the
males,
nipples.
we have we have vestigial nipples. They don't do anything.
We know, though, that it's not beautiful women like Melania Trump out there skating, where it's all these Vargas women. It's going to be the people who things you don't want to look at. Have you been to a nude beach? You ever been to a nude beach?
Yeah.
It's not pretty, is it? Maybe you were there. So.
I was at a beach, so yeah.
You were there, so it had to be pretty. Tom McKay here with 3D Politics. We're missing David Van tonight out on exciting
2D politics.
excursion. 2D Politics.
I want to push this. Whenever there's only 2 Daves, I think it needs to be 2D.
Oh
Guys,
my
please
gosh,
make
you
puns from now
if
on.
you'll go with my reaction shaming, I'll go with 2D.
Okay.
Fact is, we've got David Oldham right here, constitutionalgrounds.org. David D'Ambroso right over there. Find him on Facebook at Dave D'Ambroso. And me, Tom McKay, your fine host for 3D Politics right here at 3D Politics. We're going to see you again next week with David Van. Stay tuned on Mondays.
Good night, everybody.
2D out.